Hey, GW coming to you live on demand once again on your YouTube channel. Hey, a lot of people, like I said last review yesterday, have been, telling me I'm pretty good at reviewing 80s movies. So I dug up one that you may or may not have heard. It stars Clint Howard, and it's directed by Eric Watson, or Weston. It's about a screw up at a academy, military Christian academy. His name's Cooper Smith. He is played by Clint Howard. Clint Howard also went on to play another psycho character in the movie called The Ice Cream Man, which we'll talk about way later. But this was 1981. This film was released, and it probably flew up underneath the radar. But there's a couple of awesome things about this movie. One, you could consider this horror's answer to the anti-bullying movie, and the story basically is Clint Howard plays a guy named Cooper Smith. Cooper Smith is that kid that gets bullied, picked on, pushed around, basically messed with the entire movie. So he actually ends up cleaning up a church basement and finds out that there are some satanic sort of relics in there and books, and he ends up conjuring Satan to basically wipe out his enemies. Now, the film, I believe, did get an X rating. The version I just watched, believe it or not, was super duper violent toward the end, and I don't think they cut anything. But it is definitely one to seek out. I did check the price on Amazon last night before I watched it, and it's going for a pretty penny. Definitely. But if you can find it, or you have a copy and you haven't dug it out yet, dig it out. It's a pretty cool flick. And it's amazing because even the computer effects, he uses a computer to sort of resurrect Satan. And even in 1981, the computer effects were amazing, for that time frame. Now, I believe, if you guys followed and watched that series Night Court, I believe that the character of Bull plays a little appearance on this as one of the devil worshippers. In the beginning of this film, you see a guy getting banished, and later on, of course, fast forward, they build a church over where he got banished, and it's pretty cool. So I believe Richard Mole was in it. Richard Mole played Bull. Bull was the character on Night Court, so you can make that connection. I could be way off, but that's who it looked like in the voice. I'm telling you, that's who it was, you guys. But Evil Speak was probably a brushed over film in the 80s, and I believe this was the first one that dealt with Satanism in the new age, the computer age. The cool thing is, as you watch the movie, and yes, you do feel bad for the character of Cooper Smith. You do want to see him exact revenge, and that's exactly what the last 20 minutes of the movie are about. You see Cooper Smith, satanic Cooper Smith, running rampant, destroying his enemies with his army of satanic boars. Coincidentally, the cut that I just watched, there is a attack scene where the boars attack a girl in a bathtub. And it looks like toward the end of that scene they cut it a little bit. In my copy I just watched, they did not cut it. So Evil Speak, definitely check it out if you like horror movies, or if you're a fan of Clint Howard and you haven't seen it. Clint Howard, you guys, is Ron Howard's brother, if you guys didn't know. Ron Howard was on Happy Days, directed, Apollo 13, and all that kind of thing. So this was pretty good. And Clint Howard's performance is amazing. He plays this role to a T. And being that this was in the 80s, you know, I don't think it did very well in the theaters. I could be wrong, but I like the idea of the computer aspect of it, where he used the computer to summon Satan. Also, like I said, the blood and gore were amazing toward the end of the film. Now, there is 4 pairs of breasts. You guys will see if you guys are into that type of thing. But there is no other known actors in this film. Just Clint Howard and a bunch of no-name people that I haven't seen. So, it was written by Joseph Garofalo. I don't think he wrote anything else. But it's just kind of cool to see Clint Howard go nuts, toward the end of this film. And that's what you watch this film for. Normally, you watch it and, there's a reason you watch a film, Sometimes, like the movie we just watched yesterday, Eaten Alive. You don't watch it for, the crocodile. You watch it for Robert Englund's performance and some of the blood and gore and to see Marilyn Burns and another Tobey Hoopy film. This one, you watch it because you want to see these guys get, they're just desserts, the guys that mess with Cooper Smith. There's also a scene in there I'm going to tell you about. I'm not going to ruin the whole movie, but there's a little doggy in there. And the military jocks that screw with Cooper Smith sort of do something with the dog, and they don't show it, thank God. I'm an animal lover, you guys. I don't like to see that. I don't like seeing anybody mess with dogs or cats. That's just me. But anyway, after that scene plays out, it almost turns into, a John Wick situation. John Wick came much later, obviously. But, if anyone did that to my dog or cat, I'd probably do the same thing. But hey. But check out evilspeak, 1981. And I don't think you'll be disappointed, On that note, HD81, my man from Finland, my dude, asked me to check out a movie called Moontrap, which I'm going to do as soon as I can. But I think this weekend's double feature, Eaten Alive and evilspeak, are pretty awesome picks. And having not seen evilspeak before today, I had a copy and just never dug it out, never watched it. Definitely a gem from the 80s. And like I said, Clint Howard goes pretty cool, goes pretty psycho at the end of that movie. And actually, he levitates. And for the 80s, that was a cool levitation trick. A lot of fire, a lot of, wild boars. And it's pretty cool. Definitely give it a whirl. I give it 3.5 stars. Because nobody likes to be messed with. And when you are messed with, you want to actually come back and do the messing. And that's what Clint Howard did in this film. evilspeak, 1981. Give it a whirl.